stays together and delivers what it was supposed to deliver. With Gen 2, you saw we're going from a 3.7 and a 1.5 kilowatt hour battery packs to a single 5 kilowatt hour battery pack. And without compromising on the wheelbase, without compromising on the product, how it looks, how it feels, rather we reduce the weight, we got it intact, we got it to work like an absolute killer machine. 265 IDC, 200 was the first, 212 was the first, 248 was the first, 260 release, and the communication that we have 10,000 scooters out there. There's one important
36 kilometers and 265 kilometers, 0 to 40 kilometers per hour in 3.3 seconds for 4.5 kilowatt hour and 2.55 seconds for 5 kilowatt hour per hour for 4.5 kilowatt an hour and 115 kilometers per hour for the 5 kilowatt hour. These variants balance everyday usability with serious performance. Cortex at 480 MHz, 8 GB storage, a 7-inch TFT non-touch display, an IP65 ingress protection, and turn-by-turn navigation, and is ideal for daily city commuters who value ease of use and straightforward performance. 6.4 kilowatt peak power, 3.5 kilowatt continuous power, and 52 Nm generative braking, providing smooth, predictable control in urban environments. Simple One 4.5 kilowatt hour for different riding priorities. Simple One S 3.7 kilowatt hour are accessible entry point, with a 3.7 kilowatt hour battery delivering IDC range of 190 km, 0 to 40 km acceleration in 3.0 seconds, and a top speed of 90 kilometers an hour. This variant prioritized. Companion Watch app is built for quick, glanceable control. You see key information such as odometer reading, current ride mode, state of charge, charging status, and projected range in the selected mode right on your wrist, along with critical alerts when they matter, making it perfect for quick commutes and long journeys alike. None of this would matter if the scooter could not stand up to the realities of Indian roads and weather. That is why testing and validation have been as important as design and code. Gen 2 has gone through extensive endurance testing at our world-class test facilities and on public roads, covering significant distances on the app, and it will light up or honk to call you over. With GeoFence, you can set virtual boundaries for your scooter and get notified if it goes beyond the safe zone you define, which is especially useful when the vehicle is used by multiple family members. TimeFence lets you set specific time periods when your two-wheeler can be used. If the vehicle is used outside these times, you receive an alert, helping you monitor and control its usage. Ride Statistics allows users to download the ride summary report of the last 30 days, while Trip History lets you view each ride's duration, efficiency, start and end points, and distance covered. SuperShare lets you share live vehicle data, like battery, top speed, range, and location via a secure time-limited URL, so friends and family can stay updated with ease and transparency. Live location sharing shares your live ride location with friends or family so they can track your journey in real time for peace of mind. Push navigation sends routes directly from your phone to your scooter's dashboard for seamless turn-by-turn guidance. Roadside assistance gives you immediate help on the road for emergencies like breakdowns, flat tires, or towing. The support team is just a call away, with live vehicle status visible in the app. Additional app features include OTA updates for the entire vehicle software stack, telematics agent for vehicle health monitoring, garage mode to manage and configure multiple vehicles, trip memories and achievements to celebrate your riding milestones, and real-time charging updates. You get smart charging recommendations to optimize battery health, and Apple Find My integration on supported devices. State of charge, charging updates, ride statistics, and service information. It also brings in features like theft and tow alerts, Ping My Scooter, Geo-fence and time fence controls, super share, live location sharing, push navigation from phone to scooter, roadside assistance access, and live vehicle status including state of charge, mode and range. Theft and tow alerts instantly notify. Navigation is built in and tuned for EV use. Maps load quickly, zoom and pan without lag. Bluetooth connectivity lets you manage calls and music from the handlebar, so you stay connected without compromising control. The HMI OS introduces a refreshed UI skin, a new visual language for the HMI that is cleaner, more intuitive, and designed specifically for two-wheeler use. We've also added dark mode and light mode themes with automatic time-based. This is also where ALS, auto brightness, comes in. The cluster uses an ambient light sensor to automatically adjust screen brightness in real time, so the display remains readable in harsh midday sun and soft on the eyes at night. The level of adaptive of safety. Drop Safe cuts motor output if a fall is detected, preventing unintended motion. Super Hold keeps the scooter steady on inclines without rollback. And Rapid Brake flashes the brake light rapidly under hard braking to warn vehicles behind you. These are the kinds of systems you hope you never need, but you are glad to have them when the conditions get unpredictable. Beyond these core safety systems, Gen 2 introduces a complete suite of advanced features. Super Hold technology prevents the scooter from rolling backward on inclines when you come to a stop. Incognito mode lets you disable location tracking for privacy. Speed limit allows you to set maximum speed caps. Limp home mode activates if there's a system fault, limiting power but getting you safely to a charging point. Crawl mode engages in sticky situations where precise low-speed control is critical. Forward and reverse modes give complete directional control. Exit lights automatically turn on as you approach the scooter, and Guide Me Home lights illuminate your path when you're walking alongside the vehicle at night. The human-machine interface is where all of this becomes visible. On the simple one, 5 kWh, you get a 7-inch TFT cluster, available in touch and non-touch variants. The touch-enabled version runs an Android-based interface with a 64-bit Core Cortex-A53 processor, now clocked at 2 GHz, 2 GB of LPDDR4X RAM, and a 32 GB of storage, making it Level 1 offers light, almost seamless deceleration for relaxed cruising. Level 2 adds a bit more braking force for daily use. Level 3 gives a firmer, more responsive feel, ideal for confident city commutes. Level 4 delivers the strongest region, recovering the most energy. Two forms of cruise control round out this layer. A standard mode for highways that lets you hold a steady speed, and a metro cruise control tuned for city traffic that dynamically adjusts to your braking and throttle in real time. Long rides be free for rain, everyday road use, sportier riding, or loose surfaces, while region modes allow riders to choose how strongly the scooter slows and how much energy is recovered each time they roll off the throttle. It is a quiet, constant loop between your inputs, the software and the hardware under your feet. In rain mode, the traction system smooths out power delivery to maximize grip on wet or slippery roads. Road mode is tuned for everyday city riding, delivering a predictable ride you can trust. Track mode sharpens throttle response for quicker acceleration, and rally mode optimizes traction on loose or uneven terrain without compromising control. Together, these four modes, Sonic X unlocks the full performance of the Simple One, with a top speed of 115 km per hour on the 5 kWh, up from the earlier top speeds. An intelligent range optimizer. It looks at your throttle input, your speed patterns, and your riding environment and adjusts acceleration in real time to extract more distance from every charge with the operating system, and extends to edge computing on the vehicle and cloud connectivity above it. The key idea is simple. Critical decisions happen on the scooter, close to the rider. Simple OS processes ride data, traction conditions, and energy usage in real time on the edge. So features like traction control, regenerative braking, and range optimization respond instantly, even in low network conditions. The cloud then takes care of long-term learning. Face, enough for a full face helmet and additional daily essentials, together with a boot lamp that actually makes a difference in basements and low light. Pair that with the front glove box, the USB port, and flat, usable floorboard space, and you get a scooter that is not just fast and efficient on paper, but genuinely easy to live with. All of this hardware is important, but on its own, it's only half the story. What makes Gen 2 truly different is the software stack that ties everything together. We call it Simple OS. It is a 6-layer architecture that starts with hardware and firmware at the base. While overall pack weight has dropped from roughly 34 kg to about 30 kg, you get more usable energy in a smaller, lighter pack. On the road, this translates to IDC range of 265 km on the 5 kWh variant, 236 km on the 4.5 kWh variant, 190 km on the 3.7 kWh variant, compared to 248 km IDC on Gen 1.5 on the earlier flagship. A jump of roughly 17% from the main Simple one, without asking the rider to change their habits. The pack sits low in the floorboard, which helps keep the center of gravity down and contributes directly to the stable, easy handling feel that riders notice even at parking speeds. Driving all of this is our in-house battery management system. Gen 2 introduces a significantly upgraded BMS with a new microcontroller, more memory, and an improved analog front end, and is backed with IP67 water and dust resistance for the pack itself. Gen 2 also introduced performance, however, is only useful if the rider is comfortable enough to use it every day. So we took a hard look at ergonomics. We lowered the seat height compared to the earlier Simple one, making the scooter easier to manage for more riders when stopping, parking, and moving the scooter in around tight spaces. The seat foam itself is sportier and stiffer than the previous generation. So you sit on the scooter, not in it, which gives better feedback and control in fast direction changes without sacrificing comfort over longer distances. Suspension has been retuned to be forgiving at low speeds and more planted at higher speeds, with separate tuning for compression and at least 0.9 G of deceleration.
Evolution is always first seen as a rebellion. People often resist what they don't understand until it becomes a new standard. For us, it's always been more than just a ride. The one that fits into your everyday. The one you take when you need to clear a head or chase the rush that only a good ride can give. Everyone talks about power. We talk about purpose. Every line, every edge, built to move with intent. 3 builds born from the same DNA, each shaped for a different kind of a ride. We didn't build it to survive the road, we built it to own it. Because rebellion isn't chaos, it's clarity at full speed. It's this mindset that shaped everything we do. Every decision that we take came from one question: what does a rider truly need? Piece by piece, we made it better. Every feature pushed further, refined until nothing held it back. 0 to 40 in 2.55 seconds, 72 Nm of torque, and 8.5 kW of peak power, and India's longest range scooter, 265 km of IDC. Now that's some insane, uncompromised performance on Indian roads. People think freedom comes from a machine. It doesn't. It comes from the nerve to ride differently. Live untamed, ride untamed.
If an EV can handle all this, it can handle anything. The first generation Simple One proved that an electric scooter could deliver in these conditions. It earned its place on real roads with real riders. Gen 2 builds on that foundation with deeper engineering and deliberate improvements where they matter most. Performance, durability, and everyday ease of use. And you can see that intent the moment you walk up to the Simple One Gen 2. The first thing you notice is sharper, more streamlined silhouette compared to the earlier Simple One's fuller, more upright stance. The front shroud and integrated fairing are more than just a design refresh. They are shaped to cut wind drag and keep the scooter planted and efficient at higher stability over the previous generation. Hidden in that front section are tailored vents that push air exactly where it is needed, over the HMI and the electronics, so the 7-inch display stays cool, bright and responsive even in peak heat or longer rides. It is the kind of detail you stop noticing after a week because it simply works. Move around the scooter and the theme continues. The rear shroud is cleaner and less cluttered than the earlier Simple One. The console switches sit exactly where your hands expect them to be, and the redesigned charging flap and integrated glove box with USB charging turn everyday interactions into something that feels more precise and far more considered. These are small touches, but for someone who rides every day, they add up quickly. When you look at the mirrors, the difference from Gen 1.5 is immediate. The new rearview mirrors are sleeker and more aerodynamic, reducing wind resistance while enhancing rear visibility, where the earlier design was more functional than refined. They are engineered with higher rigidity, so they vibrate less at speed and give a clearer, more stable view of the traffic behind you, especially on rough roads. Under that skin is where Gen 2 really steps up. The chassis has been reworked from the ground up. Structural joints and load parts have been optimized to deliver a 22% boost in rigidity and lateral stiffness compared to a previous generation, which means the frame flexes less when you accelerate hard, lead into a corner or load up with a pillion. The result is sharper, more predictable handling that feels natural whether you are threading through traffic or holding a steady line at speed. Safety has moved up as well. Reinforced battery crash zones now deliver about 50% better frontal impact resistance than Gen 1.5, giving more protection to both rider and pack in the event of a collision. We have also focused on weight and balance by reducing overall vehicle weight from 137 kg to 129 kg on the 5 kWh variant and optimizing weight distribution. The Simple One Gen 2 feels more agile at low speeds and more reassuring at high speeds. In gradability tests, with 2 people on board, the scooter clears an 18-degree incline ahead of key competitors in its class. The work on dynamics does not stop there. A revised tire compound with a stiffer carcass improves high-speed stability and reduces wobble compared to the earlier setup. Gen 2 delivers a 0 to 40 km/h sprint in 2.55 seconds.
In tech research, accelerate production cycle, and make India benchmark in clean mobility.
India believes in proofs, not promises. That is why we check, test and validate everything before we believe it. At Simple, we do not just accept the mindset, we power this process. That's why Simple stores are more than just showrooms. When a customer walks in, he gets to experience the technology that powers the machine and experience the performance with no filters. We've scaled to more than 61 stores across the country with plans to expand to 150 stores by March 2026. More than 10,000 riders on the road, and we've delivered about 10,000 scooters while growing sales 125% year over year. Once we started expanding to new cities and towns, we realized how similar the core questions are everywhere. People want clarity. People want to know if the machine can handle Monday morning rush. We didn't just answer these questions, we built our support system around it. Customer support grew alongside our stores, roadside assistance, responsive service, and real conversations changed the way riders looked at electric mobility. Trust relies on one thing: The freedom. The freedom to go anywhere you want without having to look at the battery percentage every passing minute. That is why with reliable home charging, we have partnered with public fast charging network as well. So you can go wherever you want, whenever you want. All of this reinforced one truth. Retail expansion is not only about marking territories on a map, but it is about being part of the local communities, standing with the customers and make them feel that electric mobility is the obvious choice, but not a risky experiment.
The truth is, most beginnings don't feel like the first line of a big story. Sometimes they just feel like stubbornness. In 2019, that stubbornness belonged to 7 of us, squeezed into a bare room, assembling half-finished prototypes, trying to turn what if into what next. Back then, the goal was simple, but ambitious. Could we design a truly Indian electric scooter, uncompromising in performance, accessible in price, and able to challenge even the global giants? That small team took the first Mark II prototype through failures most people never see, range targets nobody thought possible, and tough questions not only from the investors, but from our own family members who wondered, why risk it all? About speed or acceleration in scooters. We didn't just close the gap on range, we raised the bar on performance as well. This was the first time an EV two-wheeler company focused both on range and quick acceleration as a core feature. The simple one was launched with a class-leading range of 212 kilometers. In just 2 years, we scaled from a handful of scooters a month to delivering over 1,000 units every single month. This rapid growth was possible because we built a completely vertically integrated systems covering both technology development and manufacturing. Today, we operate one of the largest manufacturing facilities in the country. This progress, built on solid groundwork, has earned ongoing confidence from our investors who have chosen to reinvest as we expand. Their faith gives us the fuel to push boundary further. With this base firmly in place, we took on the challenge of mastering technologies many thought was beyond reach. Developing a heavy rare earth-free motor at scale was something no other Indian OEM had accomplished. As of this year, Simple Energy vehicle is powered by motor technologies developed entirely in India. This achievement